Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm just going to give a couple more minutes for everybody to join, and then we'll start. So yes, just a couple moments. Everybody, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to start now, and if anybody else has joins us, then they can catch up. So, if we haven't met before, my name is Francesca. I'm a global sales manager here at Hotel Res. Thank you for joining us today. It's a really special opportunity for us to be introduced to and to understand the benefits of working alongside ABC.CCRA on their Premier Privileges programme going into 2026. I'm absolutely delighted that Sarah Perez, the Director of Supplier Relations, is joining us today and is kindly going to take us through that journey of the programme, some of its features and benefits. Now, before I hand over to Sarah, I'm just going to do a couple of little housekeeping from me. So the session is being recorded, so you can have a copy of this. It will be available to you afterwards if you would like to share with your colleagues or rewatch it at all. We will have some time at the end for some questions. So if you do have any questions along the way, you should be able to log them in the Q&A section on this webinar. And then Sarah and I can run through those with you at the end. Don't forget that as part of your partnership with Hotel Res, you're already participating in that ABC Premier Hotel programme, which is allowing you that access to participate in this fabulous Premier Privileges programme. So Sarah is going to take us through the details of this. If you do wish to participate in the programme after the call, your action here is to go into your Cvent platform and complete the RFP in your bid stack for 2026. Now, if your property does not use Cvent, you can manually submit your proposal, and this is done via a form that you should have already received from the demand team here. So if you need a copy of this recording, if you need the manual form to complete, if you need any assistance with your Cvent bid or have any other questions at all, following this, then you can contact the demand team and I will pop the email address in the chat here for you and we will be able to assist you. Now, without any further ado, I'm delighted to hand over to you, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Francesca, and thanks everyone that has connected today. It's a pretty busy time of the year, at least for us. I'm assuming it's the same for you because it's that time of the year where you're signing up for hotel programs and contracting, etc. So we appreciate you taking the time to learn about ABC CCRA and especially Premier Privileges program. and thank you, Hotel Rest, for this opportunity to speak to this wonderful audience. Before I jump into the program, I always like to share a little bit of history so they understand where we come from and how we started. So just know that ABC Global Services is the name of the company that manages the hotel program, the ABC.CCRA Premier Hotel Program. And we were actually founded back in 1978 in Chicago. And we started as ABC Corporate Services. And then in 2011, we changed the name to ABC Global Services, and that's because the reach of the program by then was very international, not only because of the hotels that were in the program, but most importantly because of the travel agencies that were not only in the United States, but we had agencies that were all over the world by then. 2020 pandemic hit, and ABC Global Services decided to make a decision and purchase a hotel program from one of our competitors, which was CCRA. So this is why you will see both names as part of our hotel program name. That's why it's ABC CCRA Premier Hotel Program, because both hotel programs merged, and then we kind of put the two names together. And then with that acquisition, of course, the number of agencies within our network grew. So today we're very proud to say we have 9,800 agencies that are affiliated to our programs, and they're located in 120 countries. It's important to mention that these agencies are all independently owned and managed. That's always important to keep in mind. We don't own them. We service them. We provide them with hotel content. So we partner with companies such as Hotel Rest, so we can have their Hotel Rest portfolio of properties available in our rate code. So these 9,800 agencies can access the content. So we already talked about how many agencies comprise our network nowadays. These numbers that you're looking right now represent 2024 production. And we'd like to show a full year production. So this is why even though it's October 2025, we're still talking about 2024. So you can see the program, the scope within a 1 year period. So 35 million room nights in 2024, which represented $7.3 billion in revenue. And we also have a very robust marketing program where you have paid marketing opportunities, which gives you access to a network of 50,000 contacts of travel advisors. So today, we're very proud to say we're the largest global transient corporate and leisure agency base. So that's because of the size of our hotel program. We have more than 58,000 hotels in the program, and the number of agencies, you can see it there. I think I've mentioned it a couple times now. So just for you to know a little bit of the data so far, this is January through August. We always lag about 45 days when it comes to tracking production, because again, we don't own these agencies, so we need to source from a tool that gives us the production. But in 2025, January through August, we had 40 million room nights versus 35 million room nights same time last year, which represents a 15% growth in room nights production. And when it comes to revenue, it was a 19% increase compared to January, August 2024. So thankfully, we've had a very steady and healthy, I should say, production when it comes to the room nights and revenue that our travel agencies are generating. And in case you're wondering, these agencies service the small and medium-sized companies. So they provide this type of services for corporations that have employees traveling, and then they make their travel arrangements for this. For these companies. When it comes to ADR as well, when it comes to the international market, which for us is anything outside of the United States, the ADR grew 22%, and domestic grew US 4%. At the end of the day, this is dictated by the hotel's revenue strategy. And these are the top destinations in the US. I'm not sure, Francesca, if we have any hotels within the US, I know most of your base is in Europe, but I know that you have a couple. So if we have anyone from the United States connected, these are our top 10 destinations within the United States. New York is always number one. San Francisco has had a huge increase. Chicago, Las Vegas, and then this is the international top destination. So London, thankfully, is always number one for us when it comes to the international business. And Singapore, Paris, Shanghai, Sydney, Hong Kong. Well, there you can see. On the dark blue, you will see the room night production, and then light blue is ADR growth. All right. So where are the agencies located? The agencies are located for the most part in the Americas. I would say 85% of them are located in the United States. Okay. And then we also have agencies located in the EMEA region, 17% of them, and 7% in the APAC region. And when it comes to business mix, you might be wondering how much of our business is corporate versus leisure. When it comes to the number of room nights, 78% of the room nights we produce is corporate and 19% is leisure. The other pie on the right shows the number of agencies that are qualified as corporate versus leisure. Actually, I just realized that my pie needs some update because these 66% should have been dark blue, not orange. Okay, so just know 66% is corporate of the agency base and 33% is leisure. All right, so now let's talk about Premier Privileges. This is the program that Francesca just talked about, and like she mentioned, all of your hotels participate in our ABC.CCRA Premier Hotel Program as part of the partnership with Hotel Rest. Now, we have this VIP amenity program that is an opt-in. So it's an optional program for you to participate. And once you sign up, it's an annual sign up, let's call it like that. So this is for the 2026 program. And then, so basically, it is offered to the agency so they can extend this to their VIP customers. It has a separate rate code, whereas the ABC.CCRA Hotel Program's rate code and the GDS is ABC. For Premier Privileges, it is AOM. So travel agencies, they have added the AOM rate code in their GDS system so they can see what hotels are participating in this program. And these make the travel agencies look like heroes because they can extend amenities to their customers that otherwise they wouldn't be able to do so. So which are these amenities? We ask for 5 of them, and one of these 5 needs to be Wi-Fi, which is already a given. I would say like most of the hotels nowadays, they are already extending complimentary Wi-Fi. Now, when it comes to the other ones, you have 6 options of which you have to choose 4. So one is a welcome amenity, which we ask to be valued at minimum $25 or the equivalent in your local currency. Daily breakfast for 2. It could be full or continental. This is totally up to you. Or it could be a daily food and beverage credit that equals the value of the daily breakfast for 2. Sometimes hotels may not have breakfast available, and then they have a restaurant where they offer dinner. If that's the case, then instead of offering the daily breakfast, then you can offer the food and beverage credit. Or sometimes customers, they prefer to have that flexibility. Instead of having the breakfast included, they say, I just want the credit so I can use it for whatever food and beverage I want to get. So that's one option. The other one is same day cancellation. And then the other 2 that I'm going to say here, even though they're guaranteed, bear in mind that is an hour before or an hour after. So that's early check-in and late checkout. You can choose one of the 2 or 2. It just depends. Remember, it's 5. So we understand that the early check-in sometimes can be difficult. Same thing with the late checkout. So this is why we ask for at least 1 hour before, which will give some flexibility to the guest. At the same time, will give flexibility to your hotel. And last is upgrade upon arrival, based on availability. So this one is not a guaranteed option. So again, you will need to choose 4 amenities plus the Wi-Fi. And this, I know, Francesca, correct me, they can decide and submit this information once they submit their application on C-band, which amenities they're extending, correct?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. It gives them the options on your opt-in, which ones you want to select.
Perfect. Thank you. So just to give you an idea which hotel chains or hotel groups are participating here, you can see brands. Some of them are very well known in the industry. So they are all participating not only in the ABC.CCRA Premier Hotel Program, but in Premier Privileges. They do a similar thing as you guys do. They offer these programs to the hotels, and the hotels decide if they want to participate or not. Hopefully, everyone that's participating today will decide that they're signing up. And you may be wondering which agencies comprise our hotel program. So we have varied profiles, I would say. So we have travel agencies that have a tech-forward profile, TMCs, which are more your traditional corporate travel agencies, and corporate travel departments. So in the top tier doesn't mean that they're the most important ones. It's just the way marketing decided to place them. So you have the tech-forward ones, which you may be familiar with. We have eHotel, Navan, Engine, Roomettes, Hopper, Spotnana. So these are all tech companies that offer travel booking platforms for small and medium-sized corporations. So they use Premier Privileges as well. And on the TNCs, you may see some that might be familiar to you, like Frosh, Amtrav. Let me see which one might be very familiar in the UK or outside the United States. Arrange My, CT Connection. So these, again, they're all independently owned, but they use ABC as a source of hotel content. And on CTDs, or corporate travel departments, we have corporations such as Boeing, Costco, National Corporate Housing. These are big enterprises that they have their employees traveling for business. And then instead of them using a travel agency, they have a travel agent in-house. And then they're using the ABC content to book their employees for business travel purposes. We also have leisure-facing or leisure-focused travel agencies, and some may be familiar to you, or networks such as Signature Travel Network, Virtuoso Travel Network, Travel Experts, Fora, which are big Virtuoso travel agencies that work as a host agency for independent travel advisors, Brownell. So in the case of Virtuoso and Signature, I always love to use them as example because they have an appeal because of that luxury traveler that tends to have a higher pocket, a bigger pocket to spend when staying at your hotel. So both Virtuoso and Signature, they have their own hotel program. Virtuoso, for example, they have the best of the best, and Signature has the Signature Hotels and Resorts collection. So they still need a secondary source of hotels. So a lot of Virtuoso agencies and Signature are using ABC so they can supplement their programs, so they can fill in the gaps of hotels that perhaps are not part of best of the best. Then they can book this ABC collection. So just know that we have marketing reach and marketing opportunities available to you. And what we do with our audience is that we segment based on whether they book corporate or they book more leisure. So if you had any interest in impacting these audiences, then just know that there is a possibility to do so just by being part of ABC.CCRA Hotel Program. Now, when it comes to the Premier Privileges marketing opportunities, we have this one, which I'm a very big fan because it's a complementary opportunity. So we try to feature, I'm not going to say that we feature 100% of the hotels because thankfully we have many hotels in the program, but we always make an effort to feature them at least once And this is complimentary. So every 2 weeks, we send an email promoting Premier Privileges to our entire network. And then we feature up to 10 hotels. Well, 10 hotels each time we send out these emails. Here, for example, I'm not sure if any of these hotels are connected to the webinar today, but the South Lodge, which is part of Hotel Res, Signum Hotel as well, they were featured in this complimentary marketing emails. So there's nothing that you guys have to do other than participating in the program to be part of these complimentary opportunities. Now, let's say that you do want to get some paid marketing opportunity, and perhaps you want to reach out to the Virtuoso network, which is always an appealing network to every hotel. We have marketing opportunities targeting these particular audience. So we have the option of hosting a webinar that only goes to Virtuoso agents, or you can get one of the custom email blasts that targets the Virtuoso audience as well. So in order to access these opportunities that you're seeing right now, you need to be part of the Premier Privileges program, because that's the type of advertising that we are allowed to share with this particular audience. This is what Virtuoso permits for us to do. So that is all I have to share with you today. I'm sure you must have questions, so let me know. Francesca, I would love to address those.
Thank you, Sarah. That was amazing. The growth is from last year to this year is unbelievable. So
Yeah.
it's amazing to be in the programs. If anybody has any questions, please do pop them in the Q&A or the chat box if that's easier for you. I can't see any at the moment, but if anybody does have any, then okay, yeah. So we have a question from Andrew. Thank you, Andrew, which says any production figures in specific locations.
Yes, so we can share, Francesca, I can share the production per city production report after the webinar, and then you can share with Angie. Just know that the data that we share as far as production goes tracks every reservation that was booked, not necessarily consumed, and that includes every single rate code. So it could be the ABC rate, it could be AOM, it could be the bar rate. But it gives you an overview of what our agencies are booking into that particular destination. So I'll be happy to share that report. It's going to be through September, January through September 2025.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Sarah, that would be great. And yeah, unfortunately, you can't break it down by specific rate code from the fact that it's it's the consortia. They don't own each individual agency, but we can get a full overview, can't we, of what's going into specific locations. So so Andrew, we can send that across to you afterwards. And if anybody else would like to have an idea of what's going into their location from ABC, then do contact Amanda, and I will, and then we can help you.
Perfect.
Any other questions at all? Anybody has anything? Well, look, if they don't, I'm sure something might pop up in over the next few hours or few days. But thank you so much, Sarah. That was amazing. It's great to learn a little bit more about your overall production, your history, and of course of the Premier Privileges program. So what we'll do is we will send across to you any questions that we do have. But anybody at home, if you do have any, please contact us, and we can pass them on to Sarah to answer. So thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you, Francesca, and thanks everyone. I'm hoping to see everyone sign up for 2026.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you everybody for joining us, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the day.